Miss Carol, this is Charlie Rose. Thank you so much for your time today. I really got a chance to enjoy getting to learn about you and see your kitchen firsthand and see what we could do to come up with to help make some better use of that space that you have there with those large cabinets. So what I want to do is just share with you just a video to recap what we talked about today. I cleaned it up a little bit more, added some things in there just to give it a little bit better perspective on what we had discussed. So I'll walk through it once again, and that way you have a first-hand video knowledge that you can look back on to make sure that everything was as you had in mind and as you had planned. But if we look first at the area to the right of the sink, this is where we're going to reconfigure this whole area. So there's currently a center stile that's over here, and this is one large swinging door to that Lazy Susan type cabinet. We want to take that center post, move it over here, and reconstruct this corner so that you now have a separate door on this side and then two doors here that open up. So what we're going to do to this area is create a three-piece blind corner. The first door that pulls out is going to be roughly about 12 inches wide. It's going to allow us to be able to put our mixer in there, the Vitamix that you have, the other tall item that was in this space here. Put those on this bottom one in front. Then you're going to have the two back glide outs that are going to slide over to allow you access to things in that space. Now, it's probably things that you're not going to use every day, but we're going to allow you to have easier access by creating it this way. Now, when we put this door on here, we're going to have to cut the door a little bit to size with the existing one that we have, touch up the paint on there, and rehinge it on that side. But I did factor in the hinges and everything that we're going to do. The only thing I didn't factor is any kind of paint that we might need. So if you've got any if you plan on changing it, or if you've got something you can match up with them, then we'll touch that up there and make sure that's how you want it to be. Then if I look just to the right of that area, what we talked about reconfiguring, I really think that by switching the hinge on this door from being the hinge on this side to the hinge over here, and then as we'd mentioned, reconfiguring that door that was in the corner so that they open up like French doors to one another, then what we're going to do is come in and put three 5-inch tall units that are going to allow you really good access to that space. And if you can see here how far they're going to pull out, that's going to allow a lot of easy access. Now, what I failed to mention earlier today is the height of each of these. For example, the height of this second one here is really dictated by what you plan on putting here. Let's say, for example, it's a large crock pot or a big stock pot. Then we would put that pot in here, and then we'll locate shelf number 2, just giving it just enough clearance so that way that'll work here. So there's nothing that's magical about where this one goes and where this one goes. It's really all going to be predicated based upon the items that you plan on storing there. So when it comes time to the actual measurement, we want to make sure that we have a good idea, and certainly when we do the installation, we'll want to firm that up there for you. Then to the area to the right of the stove, where you currently have two drawers that are above it, we want to come in here and put two glide out shelves. And these are going to be 5-inch tall units as well. Again, the height of this second one is really going to be based upon one of two things. Whatever the tallest thing you plan on putting on the top, then we can raise this as high as we can, or whatever the tallest thing you plan on putting down beneath it, and then we can raise this down there to optimize the space up above. But when we look at this as a whole, we really want the top drawers, the top glide outs, to be the ones that you access the most. So we need to think through that a little differently than probably you're storing things right now, because the things you have most are going to be on the bottom due to that half shelf. So we'll change that up in how you think about it, but when it comes time to the actual installation, we really want to get the things in the right places for you. And then behind the peninsula, to make this space easy to access from this side, we're going to have a drawer at the bottom, a drawer at the top. Again, both of these are going to be 5-inch tall units, allowing easy access to that space. Then let's look at the pantry from the left side. What I showed you before. Now, what I did do is I went in and I took out one of the glide outs that we had talked about before. I didn't show you that image, but instead of having 7, we're going to have 6 here. And this is what it's going to look like, with the top one being tapered. And then as we move down, we've got good ones here for canned goods, just a variety of things, whether it's cake mixes, oils, oil bottles, large bulk boxes, bags of chips, things like that we want to get here. And again, we will locate shelf number 2 based on what's below it, shelf number 3 based on what's in shelf number 2, and so forth as we move up. What I did show here too is on the very top, this is where we want to take some of the existing planking that you have on the cleats that are on the sides, and just make sure that we've got enough depth there so that it comes all the way forward to the front. If you look at it just from the right side, you can get somewhat of a different view here. You can kind of see what it's going to look like standing in your kitchen. And again, don't get too concerned about the heights and spacing of these at the moment, because we will space those as we do the build on the installation. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the design that we came up with. Your feedback, along with the suggestions I had and some of the pictures there, really lended us to this final solution. I know it's one of those things that's going to make a big difference in the day-to-day use. And so as you're ready and you look forward to get starting on this, just give us a call, let us know, and we'll be happy to come out and get the detailed measures and get underway. Thank you so much.